Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Calypso Cigar Review Podcast. I'm Brandon Luna.
I'm Randy Rankin.
And today we have a special guest on episode 215, Trey with EPC.
We can say his last name, too.
Oh, you want to say his last name? Go ahead.
Trey Andrews with Carrillo Cigar Company.
See, I don't like to necessarily give out the last names because then someone's going to creep on this guy and find him and hunt him down and be like, I love EPC.
No, they creep on us because we're us.
Yeah.
I've been called famous in some states.
Yep.
That's infamous, I think.
Infamous.
Yes.
Yeah, infamous.
Right.
Infamous.
Infamous.
That's great. So we are doing something cool today. We're getting to smoke something that's not out yet. We're all excited about IPCPR show, and this is one of the ones that is coming out. And look at this beautiful, beautiful cigar.
Nice presentation.
Yep. What is this cigar, Trey?
That is the La Historia, which we just got #2 cigar of the year for 2014. This is a new size that is, like you said, going to be released at the show. It's called the Regalias D'Celia, and it is it's a semi-box press like the other ones in the line are. This one happens to be a little bit shorter, a little bit bigger around, and it's got a torpedo tip. So it's actually a 5 7/8 by 58 ring gauge.
Wow.
All right.
And I don't know how or why the man is so good at what he does, but this actually tastes a little different than the other 3 sizes that we've already had out.
All
Okay,
right.
cool.
That's
better.
cool. Yeah.
We'll have to
And
find
it does
that out.
not look like a 58. I love the box presses can be deceiving.
You
Man.
can
When you get a
do
box
it.
press on a
We've
cigar,
been
it's
telling women that this is 6 inches for years.
Yeah,
so
6
well,
inches.
yeah. When you were saying the size of the thing, there were so many jokes coming out of my head that I wanted to let you get
Yeah,
through
but
it
some
before.
people get away with the 6-inch thing. I can't get away with that. Yeah, we do a special for somebody, a 6x66 box press, and you would never guess that was a 66.
Oh, yeah?
You wouldn't think about
6x66. Is it called the Satan?
it. Well, we wanted to call it the El Diablo, but AJ's very
Religious, so that didn't happen. Yeah. Yeah, but presentation's great on this. I actually took a picture of it. I'm going to put it up on the video version so you get to see a nice picture of the cigar.
slide it off. You don't have to.
I tried. There it goes.
There you
I had
go,
to
you
loosen
got it now.
I had to loosen it first.
Man hands, Randy.
Yeah.
Man hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've lost so much weight. I have no hands.
He's handsless. How did you pick up a cigar?
90-pound weakling.
So, Trey, you were almost on the show once with Southern Draw, but now you're with EPC, and we're glad to have you on the show finally.
I appreciate it. Thank you for the invite.
Tell us a little bit about
You could tell we were in a hurry to get you back on.
Only took 100, yeah, only took 100 episodes. Yeah, so.
First of all, I'm going to use this cutter to cut my cigars.
I'm going to use your lighter to light
I'm going
this
to be
cigar.
selfish.
I got a lighter.
It's
right
a
there.
very spicy, not spicy, it's got that hint of raisiness.
Raisininess,
Whatever.
raisiny
Use your
goodness,
words, Randy.
I
raisiny
am.
goodness.
So
Wide
tell
open,
you
of
a
course.
little bit about
Wide open,
myself,
of course, with the
huh?
box press, man. This is wide open.
People
it's-
like to hear things about the. We tell a lot about ourselves
I
on the
gotcha.
show, and
Yeah, absolutely.
it's always good to let people know a little bit about Trey and where his background is, and so they can get to know you a little bit. So when you walk into the shops, if the people have watched the podcast, they'll be like, "Oh, I know that guy was this and that." I don't want to say it because I want you to say it, but go ahead.
Well, we'll start from my cigar time. How about that?
Okay, we'll do that.
I've actually been smoking cigars since 1995 when I first joined the military.
Okay.
And got pretty big into it. It was probably my only way to cope and to relax when you're out there dealing with all the stuff that you have to deal with in the military world.
Yeah.
Got out. I was in the medical field. I was a Navy medic. Got out, started working in the medical field. And again, I was going to a cigar shop pretty regularly. And so much so that they needed extra help. And they asked me if I could come to work for them part-time. You're here all the time anyways, might as well get paid for it.
Right.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So I started doing that for a couple years, and a cigar company came along, Southern Draw, and they were looking for a rep, and the owners of Enfuego knew the owner of Southern Draw, put me in contact with him, interviewed, and he hired me the next day. So
Nice.
I started doing that about 6 months or so, and EP Carrillo looking for a Texas rep. They hadn't had one in the area for about a year.
Okay.
And they were looking for a rep. So they called me on the phone, my national sales manager from Chicago, called me on the phone, talked to me a couple of times over, about a 4 or 5 hour period, and called me back with the job offer.
Nice. Cool.
Without ever even meeting me.
Nice.
And so I felt, hey, these guys really do want me. They gave me a great package and the opportunity to rep a cigar brand that I've been madly in love with for years anyways.
Yeah.
So it was was perfect. I mean, it couldn't have been a better time, couldn't have been a better brand for me at that time, and things have been going swimmingly ever since.
Yeah.
Excellent, sir.
You know, we all three hit it lucky on that because you were already a PDR fan.
Yeah.
I was already an AJ Fernandez fan, and
Yep.
you were already an AP Carrillo fan. So I mean,
Yeah.
we wound up landing in a good spot for all
Yeah.
of us.
Well, let's be honest, we're all a fan of making money too, so that
Well, yeah,
does
that
help
helps
a lot.
Well, that helps,
Yeah, it does, yeah.
But still, you know, but it also helps you sell if it's something
If
that
it's
you already
something
believe
you
in.
believe in,
You already
absolutely.
believe in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can rep a brand that you actually enjoy the cigars and you care about what they do, well, then it's going to make you better at what you do.
Yeah.
I mean, some people say that you can sell anything to anybody if you're a good salesman, but if you don't believe in your product, you're doing everybody a disservice, including yourself.
Well,
Yeah.
I hear that. I always add one caveat to that. Yeah, you can sell ice to the Eskimos, but you can probably only sell it once if you're a good salesperson.
Yeah,
You
I mean,
know,
honestly,
because if they don't like that ice, they're not buying it again.
Yeah.
I personally believe that any trained monkey can sell somebody something once.
Yeah.
That's not where your money or your job resides in. You need to be able to get the resell, and you need to have people like you as a person.
Yeah.
Because you can have the best product in the world, and if you're a guy that people just can't stand, they'll just go right behind your back and call the company, and you'll never get any.
You'll never see it,
Yeah,
hear it.
You'll never see it.
Yeah.
I think I might need to get a monkey because they're damn cute, and that'd be kind of cool to go in with a monkey. It's like, oh, he's the guy with the monkey.
Agreed.
Everybody has to
Marcel?
have their thing. Some people have cool socks. Some people have shirts that look like they're, worn by women, and some people have.
Is it like a
monkey.
real monkey or like one like Marcel?
Oh, like Marcel, like the little.
Those are
capuchin.
annoying.
Yeah,
Those are
those are cool.
annoying.
Those are cool. But yeah, I mean,
You'd have
we all three love.
sleeps tonight all the time.
You're right. We all three love cigars. We're in the industry. It's been a wild ride. Has it ever? Have you hit that wall where it's not a big deal to meet these people now, or are you still like really fascinated when you meet one of these great manufacturers that you finally get a chance to meet after all this time?
We were down at the Lone Star Cigar Festival down in Houston,
Yeah.
Sirius, and having Ernesto with us, he hardly ever comes into the Texas area, and he came down for that, and having him at our table, I mean, I drove him around for like 5 days, and
Yeah.
I just got goosebumps. It's like I can't believe that
Right.
this is going
Yeah,
on.
driving
This
him,
is
yeah.
this is the man.
Yeah.
And all the owners and manufacturers that were at the festival, they kept coming over and shaking his hand and hugging him, and they would introduce themselves to us, and I felt like a rock star.
Yeah.
I really did. And I've been smoking for a long time, and I've been a real big fan of this industry for such a long time, and I'm still having to pinch myself. Man.
Yeah.
It's been amazing.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's weird, and it's like you don't think about it. Like, oh, so and so's gonna be there, and like, oh, that's cool. And then you go meet him, you're like, hey, you just kind of get
Like, I'm gonna play it
stupid
so
a little
cool.
bit,
You're
yeah.
like, oh, I love you.
Yeah.
Nerds.
Exactly.
Nerds.
Yeah, he doesn't get that way. He's,
No.
but I'm still that way. It's just a.
No, there are a
He's way
few.
cooler than us. So
No, it's just
all
that
right.
it's well known on the show that I love cigars and I love to. I like to know the makeup of it and that kind of stuff, but I don't read reviews. I don't do. That's why we don't talk about cigars for an hour on this show. is 'cause-
Yeah.
But no, there were some people that I met Jose Blanco. That was cool as shit. I met Alejandro Cuenca up here at the store one time. He was awesome. Jesus Fuego was awesome. I mean, so I've been not intimidated, but I've been impressed by several people that I've met. I met
Yeah.
Jonathan Drew,
George Rico.
George Rico. So yeah, I've met some people
But
that I
have
thought
you
were
met
really cool.
The Ernesto Perez Carrillo.
No.
See, that's
You were
talked
right
to him
across from him
that's why
too.
you don't get it.
You
I
were
met
right
him
across
then,
from
but I
him.
hadn't met him before that. No, I met him then. Yeah, he's cool. I didn't know what his name was. I just thought he was EP Carrillo. I
I
didn't
thought
know
he was James Carville.
James Carville. Yep.
He even
you
told
go.
me a story about him getting confused for him at an airport. Some lady came up. She's like, "Oh, hey, I love you. Could you sign my give me an autograph?" And he's thinking that maybe she saw him in a trade magazine or something.
Yeah.
And then he signed Ernesto, and she goes, I thought you were James Carville. And coming from him, that he can make light of it because so many people really do joke about it. It
Right.
looks just like him.
Right.
Yeah.
So no, I've been impressed with the people I've met. It's just
Yeah.
the thought of meeting. Like if you'd said, "Hey, let's go meet Jesus Fuego," I'd be like, "That's fine, cool, let's go." I would have been like, "Oh no, man, what do I say?"
Well, I've been smoking your cigars for years. You get all kind of nerded out about it. Yeah. I don't know. I'm still a kid sometimes with that. I mean, when we went to Frightmare Fest, there was a couple times when
we're
I.
kids there
Yeah.
because buddy of mine did a movie that hasn't gotten distributed yet, but he did the screening for it last year at this Frightmare Festival that they do every year at Texas. In Texas, it's like a Comic-Con kind of thing for horror films. And so we got media passes. We get to interview all these celebrities. And some of the celebrities is no big deal. Like, yeah, what's going on, man? And we talk. But there are a couple. We each had a couple moments this past year where it's like, what is that?
Yeah.
Remember that time? And
Yeah, you turn into
You did turn into
Chris
Chris
Farley.
Farley.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was
When you did
awesome,
that
man.
thing. It was awesome. Yeah, those moments. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So,
Did you
that
get
was
to meet
fun.
the guy from Army of Darkness?
Oh, Bruce Campbell, I want to so
No.
bad.
That'd be
No.
so awesome, especially
Yeah.
if he showed up with the chainsaw in his arm.
Right,
Did
right.
he actually show up to his booth? I never saw
No, he
him.
wasn't there. No, he wasn't there at this one.
Oh, he
probably
wasn't.
knew you were
I'm
coming.
Thinking, I'm thinking.
Yeah, probably.
Who was the guy? Michael Bean didn't show
Yeah,
up.
Michael Bean didn't show up. Yeah.
That's right, bastard.
That'd have been kind of cool to meet Michael Bean.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Nerds.
Yeah. So what do you think so far? Tasty.
It's a tasty stick.
It doesn't suck.
Yummy. A little woodsy notes to it. It's got some woodsy things going on. A little bit of leather.
Tastes a bit nutty.
It's got something that I'm picking up something, but I can't distinguish.
It's called awesomeness.
It's called Sad Awesome.
Where do you grow your awesomeness?
All over the world.
All over the world.
All
It's actually one of the
over
cool things
world.
with Ernesto is he doesn't own his own fields, but he can source any tobacco from anybody because of who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there are some cigar manufacturers out there that I know they're popular and they do a lot of business, but I've never been truly enamored by them because some of their stuff has just been very vanilla to me because it's got that same flavor all the way through everything they make, and that's because most of their stuff is estate grown. And to me, having a situation like this where the guy is a master blender, I mean, he's been making cigars longer than I've been alive. He can go out and get grade A tobacco from anybody, any field, any region, whatever he wants.
Yeah.
And so he can make very good cigars that will taste completely different than anything else in his line.
Yeah.
And it's fairly rare to me from what I've noticed smoking all the different cigars I've had.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, there is certain people that they have the same tobaccos and they make a lot of cigars for other people, and they all kind of have that same profile.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean they're bad.
No,
A lot of people
absolutely.
like it. Then like whatever you like and smoke what you smoke.
Absolutely.
But it just, it definitely makes a difference.
Being that I've smoked for so long and I've been such a fan of the industry for so long, and now being in the industry, I tend to judge my cigars a little differently than the novice cigar smoker. And by novice, I don't mean guy that has been smoking for a week. There's different levels, but the way I look at it is, to me, handmade cigars are at least going to be smokable 99% of the time. But I like to judge the complexity, the burn, the ash, the draw. I mean, there's so much more that I put into my cigars whenever I'm kind of deciding if it's something that I'm going to put into my regular rotation or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have those super senses where I don't get like the taste of marshmallow and all that. I just know if it's something that I like the flavor or dislike the flavor. But I judge my cigars by so much more than just that. If it's a cigar that I have to touch up all the time, or I'm giving myself a headache because of the draw issues, chances are I won't. I mean, I'll give one or two of them a shot just because every once in a while you're going to have one that's plugged.
Yeah.
But if I have two or three of them of the same cigar that does that, I'm not going to smoke it anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, as a general rule, I tend to give a couple. I'll give it a couple tries. Like I said, I'll do something once, and if I don't like it, I'll give it a try a second time. Just especially if I'm smoking it with people that are like, oh, this is great. It's like, well, what are they getting out of it that I'm not? I got to give it another try. And then if it still doesn't work for me, it's it's a palate thing. I mean, beyond if it's burning bad or if it's got a bad draw, those things are going to change your mind regardless. But flavor profile wise, some things just aren't for everybody. So
very true. Yeah, like I've said before, the Churchill version of this, the E3, was the #2 cigar of the year. I've had people tell me that they don't like it at all.
Yeah.
And some guys, some other reps that we all know would look at him and say, "Oh, well, you're an idiot. How could you not like that? It's so good. It got #2 of the year. It got cigar of the year. How could you not like it?"
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
That's not the
I mean,
it's not for everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, some people's palates just they would much rather have something more mellow, a lot milder, whatever. Not everybody's going to enjoy cigars, and that's why there are so many of them out there.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, it's. What do you consider this? I consider it medium body so far.
Yeah, they try to say it's kind of a medium plus. I
And
consider it to be
possibly
a
is.
medium. I mean, I've had people that were Connecticut smokers that have tried, not this size, obviously, because this is brand new, but the line itself, they've tried it and been blown away by it.
Yeah.
Because it's still very smooth.
Yeah, it's very smooth, yeah.
But it's not overpowering. It's not going to knock you on your ass.
Yeah, it's a nice medium body. I like it.
Yeah,
A lot of
tasty.
flavor.
Tasty.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with the La Historia when I was with my last company,
Mm.
and I felt kind of like a traitor because
Yeah.
I was falling in love with that cigar and smoking that one, even though I had these samples that I was trying to sell to other people.
Yeah.
But
I think that's all of us, though. I mean, we all have.
Yeah,
I mean,
we all do.
I can only
Absolutely.
smoke my own brand only so much. You
Right.
smoke it 5 days a week. On the
Right.
weekends, you're going to want to smoke something different.
Absolutely.
That's the only good thing about running into other reps on the road. No, I'm
Oh,
joking.
swap out all the time.
Swap
Yeah,
out cigars.
exactly.
No, I'm joking. No, I mean I've been at other people's other reps events, and you know, they walk away from the table, they go to the bathroom. I've helped them out, and I've done the same. They've done the same to me.
Helped them out in the bathroom?
No,
Yeah.
I mean, I helped them out at their
Pretty
table.
fucking
You know?
weird, man. Pretty weird.
That's a good friend
Yeah,
right there.
It was funny. This is funny. I have to tease Brandon about this because he has since corrected this little whatever. But we had a joint event in Corpus. It was a PDR AJ event, and you know
Commander down there?
Yeah.
Some boy.
he knows he's a great guy.
He's awesome, man.
And he knows, you know, Brandon knows more about other people's cigars than I do. And so I had to go to the bathroom. I come back, and he's talking about the New World. And he's doing this, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, thanks, man. I appreciate that. So then he gets to go to the bathroom. This guy comes up, and I felt bad. He comes up, and he says, what do you have that's kind of mild to medium? And I'm like, I think he said that one was. He wanted to buy it. You're like, I know more about your cigar. I'm like, you only given me 2. He says it's given me more than 2, but I'm like, I didn't know.
Some people are true students of the game, sir.
Yeah.
I am a student of what I think people will like and what I don't.
Well, like when I worked at Enfuego, I made it a point to smoke every single cigar in that humidor.
Yeah.
Well, see, we didn't. I did. I can tell you anything that's in that Calypso humidor.
Oh, you don't carry PDR?
Well,
We do
didn't.
now.
We did. They do now. Absolutely. But no, I'd never even heard of PDR, to be honest. I mean, I'd heard of Pinar del Rio,
Right.
but I didn't know that was PDR. And we did at one time carry one line. I don't remember what it was. And then it didn't sell, so we made 5 packs. But this was 8 years ago.
Yeah.
You know,
We
when it
brought
was
them in
still-
over at Enfuego, man, and they've sold like hotcakes for
Yeah.
quite a while.
Yeah.
And
W's telling me that it's picking up here.
That's good.
I fell in love with those cigars. I smoked them like crazy. I liked the Oscuro a lot.
Yeah, this is good stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Siri Pravada's good.
Yeah, Sierra Provided does real well.
He
for us,
finally
too.
gave me one of those.
Yeah.
Fine.
Hey, I wasn't
I
getting
like
them,
that
man.
cigar a lot too, but I only make rep money. I can't afford those.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the way it is, though. I mean, we have people talk about like, you see all these guys smoking Goldies and all this stuff, and it's like, you ever smoke a Goldie? I'm like, yeah, one.
Yeah.
Like, why? It's like, I'm not going to spend $20
Because
on a
somebody gave it to
cigar.
us.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only
won a
reason I've ever
lottery for
smoked
it.
one. Yeah. I don't spend that kind of money on cigars.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
just,
people like, man, so what do you think of Opus? Well, I've only had 4,
ever. Yeah.
and I didn't buy them, so
Right.
I thought they were great. But if I'd been the one that spent the $30 on them, I don't know if I'd have liked it.
Like we always get in a conversation somewhere. You know, oh, what's the best cigar you ever had? I mean, I've
Yeah.
had this conversation 30 times, and I tell them it was the Padron Millennium, and they're like, oh, I've never heard of that. I'm like, yeah, it was very rare, and it was $125 a cigar. Like, holy shit! I'm like, nah, dude, I didn't spend that.
Yeah.
It was a gift.
Yeah.
And thank you, Larry. By the way, it was. I smoked it for my birthday. And it was so damn good that my mom was there celebrating with me, and she took a couple of puffs, and then a couple more puffs, and I said, "Mom, if you don't give me my cigar back, I'm going to punch you in the throat."
On one of the forums, I didn't read the forum. I just read, saw the headline
Yeah.
on Facebook, and this guy says, "What are your top 5 favorite cigars?" Whatever you say, or I'm not going to answer, but you can answer something along the lines of, "It's just impossible to name your top 5 favorite cigars. It's just impossible."
It changes all the time,
Yeah,
too.
it
I mean,
does.
it does. The more you
And I
smoke.
want to name drop for a second.
Oh, okay,
But
great.
it's a very good quote, and I apply it to a lot of different things. Anything that's subjective, I always apply this quote. Did a sports radio show years ago, and we had Tony Dorsett on the show. And I asked him, I said, who do you think's the greatest running back of all time? And he said, your favorite. Whoever you think's the best running back of all time is the best running
Fair
back of all
enough.
time. And I thought, that's great. And I apply that with everything. So when some people come in the humidor here, so what's a good cigar? The ones you like?
Yeah.
And, are you being an ass? No, that's a good cigar. If you like it, it's a good cigar. It doesn't matter what
Yeah.
I think. It's
Well,
what
the right
you
answer,
think,
by the
you know?
way, is Emmett Smith. So just so we have
Tony would kill him if he'd had that line.
well, he didn't. So,
Let's do a foot race between the two. See who wins that.
foot race doesn't matter, man.
It does when you're in an open field. And you get caught from behind, Emmett. No, I love Emmett. Emmett's great.
Darren McFadden's one of the fastest running backs in the league, and
Yeah, but see, Tony had both. And Emmett had both to a degree.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I'm not ripping on Emmett Smith.
That's
That's
good,
the
'cause I'll cut
stupidest
you.
thing ever. If you don't rip on Dorsett, I won't rip on Emmett.
I love every Cowboy that's ever played for the Cowboys, man.
I don't like Cowboys stuff at all. So
He's
I
like,
bring my Roger Staubach here.
just
and a
rep in Texas, man.
I
Jeez.
was thinking that I had to dress up, so I put on a black T-shirt. And
Yeah.
Brandon's not wearing his tie because Lee's not watching the show.
No, no. Inside joke there.
Lee watches every now and then.
Does he? Oh, God. I gotta wear my tie now. Son of a bitch.
Oh man. So anyway, so far so good, man.
Yeah, very, very tasty so far. We're gonna take a little break. We'll come back for the second third of the La Historia in the new fancy super duper size. What's it called again?
The Regalias D'Celia.
Oh, geez, that's a lot of stuff to say.
That'll be easy to remember.
Regalias D'Celia. Something like Regalias?
RDC. Why
RDC.
not?
Oh, okay, there you go. Cool.
All right.
We'll be back. All right, we're back for the second third. We are smoking the La Historia Regalias D'Celia, the new size for the show.
Damn, I was hoping he was going to mess that up.
Yeah, I don't mess things up, man.
Use
I'm a
your
pro.
words.
Yeah, right.
I'm a pro.
Yeah, right. You're doing great. Go ahead.
This is take 5. And tasty beast so far. It does definitely taste different than the regular La Historia.
It really does.
Yeah, it does have a different profile.
I had the Toro
which
size,
is
I think.
interesting. I mean, just a size difference? Is there nothing that different in the makeup?
Well, and no, it's all the same. And personally, I prefer smaller ring gauges. And so this is the largest ring gauge of this line. We had a Robusto, Toro, and the Churchill.
Yeah.
And I like this more than the other three. I really
That is
do.
weird. That's so
And I don't
weird.
know if it's because of the ring gauge or because of the torpedo end. I don't know what it is. I really don't.
Yeah.
I had one of these back when I had Ernesto with me, and I fell in love with it, even more so than the other one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we are pairing today with the Polliner Hefeweizen. Well, two of us are. The two with the bald heads. The guy in the middle is pairing with
The two with testosterone.
white
With
wine of some sort.
A La Crema Chardonnay.
Okay, a Chardonnay.
It's very cute.
Yeah.
There's health reasons involved.
Don't take it down a peg. Don't.
I'm not. Y'all are the ones that went there. I'm not going to let you kick me in the balls when I've got a
God, look,
situation.
I can't even see my beard in this light. It's almost blended in because
I know. I was
light.
noticing that earlier. I looked over actually. I was like, you see that?
Yeah. Oh, I shaped it up a little bit and I screwed it
all
up.
like you can't
It's
see
all
mine
the
either.
gray in there and the white.
Yeah, it just blends in together.
You can't see mine either.
No, that's true. Yeah, that's weird.
I'm just
Facial
planning
hair. How long have you had your facial hair?
since '95.
How long have you had your facial hair?
Since yesterday.
Since you, yeah, damn.
fast.
It just popped
Does
out.
go pretty fast.
It's to shave like 23 times a day.
So what? I mean, do you have a super thick? Like, if you shave it off, you still see like a 5 o'clock shadow,
Yeah.
even if you're shaved clean.
Yeah, it takes me about a week and a half to get a full beard again.
Damn. And that's a full beard. I mean,
Yeah.
every patch. There's nothing patchy. I get this, I guess, because I'm Hispanic or whatever. I'll grow this in, but then
Just
like
on the
I have a
outside.
gap. I have a gap right here. Right here, I have a gap. So like it'll grow in like mutton chops, but then there's a gap, so I can't grow a full
That
beard.
actually could look kind of cool though if you did it right.
Yeah.
See, I wanted to do this. I want this to go all the way through, but it can't. So you notice it stops.
Yeah, it stops right there. Yeah.
And it won't grow. And it's like I want the whole stripe, but I can't.
Well, you got to let this grow out
Oh, I've
real
tried,
long.
and it doesn't. It
Oh, yeah?
doesn't work. No.
Like what's that guy? The one that has the super long, from Ezra Zion.
Oh, Chris?
Chris,
Chris,
yeah.
yeah.
Chris has the friggin'
Yeah.
looks
Yeah,
like
so
looks
that
like
was
James Hatfield.
Both
That's
of their
another guy
beards
who's
are legit, man.
yeah. It's another guy who looks like somebody and gets mistaken for him all the time. Everybody thinks he looks like James Hatfield. It's from Metallica. People stop him at the airport, take
Right.
pictures with him and shit. And I'm like, what is that about the? And then Fred Brewery, people say he looks like John Travolta from Pulp Fiction or whatever.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Which I don't know if that's a good thing to look like,
Yeah,
really.
true.
Coked out John Travolta.
Well, John Travolta did wind up with Kelly Preston. And speaking of Kelly Preston, we have a
Nice.
segment to talk
Yes,
about.
we
don't
do. Yes, we do.
See that
One of the
segue?
things,
That's called a segue.
One of the things we like to talk about on the show a lot because we're men doing man things, smoking cigars and drinking is
Boobies.
boobs.
Boobs.
Boobs. Boob, 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 boobs.
Mams.
That's the official boob song. So what we're going to talk about is there's certain times in life when you hit that certain sweet spot where you start to notice things change, and you
Where
start
are
to
you
really
going
love,
with
you
this?
start to really love boobs.
Yes. Okay.
And then your parents
It
let you
was
watch
about
movies.
3 weeks old.
Yeah, and then your parents let you watch movies that have boobs in them, and then you fall in love with the boobies.
I'd be like 19 before I was ever.
Really?
Yes, my parents.
No,
would,
my parents
mom
were
was
very
the,
progressive.
My mom was this thing, you know.
My
It's
parents
like
were very
never had.
progressive. When was the first time? Okay, and when was the first time you saw a movie with your parents that had boobs in it, and were you embarrassed?
Probably about 8.
Yeah.
And I
8?
wasn't embarrassed of the boobs. I was embarrassed of the erection in my pants.
No, I saw him, but the second it would pop up, I mean, my
Yeah.
mom's hand was right in front of my face, you know.
Yeah.
And I told you the story about Dress to Kill.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have to tell you this story.
You know the movie Dress to Kill?
with Auntie Dickinson?
Yeah. Not her boobs, by the way.
No, but
But
they
great
were
boobs. They were
great.
fantastic
And I
boobs.
remember my mom. I was sick. I was like 11 or 12, and my mom and dad wanted to take my brothers out, and they wanted me to go. And I'm sick. And my mom, I remember her whispering to my dad. She's like, "Dress to Kill." It was on HBO or something. Dress to Kill comes on at 7. We have to be home before 7. Well, that just made me go. That just made me aware of it. I'm like, oh,
What's
really?
this? Why? What? I gotta watch that. Yeah.
And we had this box. This is back before you actually had HBO as a cable service. You had to
Right.
buy a box that plugged into your TV.
Yeah, and you had to slide the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, sure enough,
Fucking old,
I know.
man.
So 7
Old
o'clock rolls around.
technology.
7 o'clock rolls
Yeah,
around.
put
I'm
the
on.
TV on you, and then 33.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, sure enough, it comes on, and this is the greatest shower scene of all time. And I'm like,
Yep.
oh! And so, all of a sudden, I hear the car pull up in the parking lot, turn the TV off, turn the box off, run, jump in bed. And I hear my mom. First thing my mom does is walk in and puts her hand on the box to see if it's warm. The box is warm!
That's what she said.
And I got my ass spanked because I forgot to change the channel. I turned the box off and everything, forgot to change the channel. So, yeah, I got busted.
That's one of those things. That's one of the things you love to hear later in life.
Yeah.
The box is warm. Yeah, that's okay to hear that later.
Especially after a shower scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife just went and saw Magic Mike, and I still couldn't get laid afterwards. So
Ah, damn. That's too
She
bad.
didn't look
man.
like, what's his name?
yeah, she didn't want to downgrade.
Okay, so what were
God.
some of the surprise or the boobs that when you saw, you were like, holy crap?
God, yeah.
At
Whoever-
that age or now,
all time,
of all
all
time.
time. Yeah.
I got to tell you, I think the best set of boobs I've ever seen. Did you watch True Detective last season?
Oh yeah,
HBO?
Alexandria
Daddario.
Daddario.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
We were actually aware of her before True
gorgeous girl. Yeah. I mean, I and it's one of those things
Well,
where
it
you,
freaked me out because I saw her first in the Lightning
Percy
thing
Jackson,
for-
yeah. And she's like, she's
a kid.
kid in
I'm
that.
like, oh,
and then you see him
wow,
naked,
I'm
you see him
staring
boobs, and
at
you're
her
like,
boobs.
do you feel pervy when you see them?
A little bit.
That's
Okay,
like
I never
Christina
saw
Ricci.
that.
I like when you see Christina Ricci as like in Adam's Family, and then you see her naked, you're like,
Absolutely.
nice boobs though. Like,
So I was lucky. I'd only seen Alexandra Daddario in 2 horror films, so I didn't see her in the kid movie. So
Yeah.
I was fine with seeing her boobs. Like, let's show them.
I actually was hoping that they would come back out in San Andreas, and it didn't happen.
yeah.
But that actually segue to Carla. Is it Gugino?
Gugino, yeah, Gugino,
yes. Yeah, Gugino.
She's got some.
She's
pretty
got a
great
nice
boobs,
set.
too.
I'm not crazy
She's got
about
a
her
nice
face,
set.
but that
Oh,
rack
I
is
think she's
awesome.
gorgeous.
I think she's sexy. I think she's sexy as hell.
So
Sin
it's like
City?
she's-
Oh
it's like she's
yeah.
Yes, sir.
She's a pissed off look at her face.
That's
all the
okay,
time.
man.
Every
Change that
woman
face
I've
pretty
ever
quick.
talked to has that look. So it's
Well, yeah, because you're talking
yeah,
to them.
yeah.
Well, I'll go ahead and send
Pissed
her
off
out there.
looking Mace. I don't understand.
What I love about the finally get to see him scene
Yeah.
is when you've actually seen him in a few movies. You're like, God, I wish a girl showed her boobs. So I'd seen Twins, and I'd seen what was it? I don't know, a couple other Kelly Preston movies, and I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit, I want to see her. Mischief.
Mischief is the
Oh
bomb.
my God.
It was an old coming of age movie that really didn't.
saw that.
It was on HBO a lot. It didn't really do much at the
It had
box office.
Remember the kid on Golden Pond?
You ever seen on Golden Pond? No.
The kid that they adopted? Yeah, that was the only other significant movie he made was this movie with Mischief, because he got to do Kelly Preston and touch
Yeah.
her boobs.
And she takes off her shirt, and you're just like, holy shit.
crap.
Those are freaking awesome.
I love boobs.
Yeah, and I think we had the benefit of having HBO and being part of that
yeah.
subculture, because think about it, before when all you had was movies and TV, and the TVs was just basically shows that were on. They didn't really show movies before that, and that was pretty much, if you saw the movies, you want to see those boobs again, you got to go back to the movies. But now we got the benefit of
I thank Al Gore every day
VHS
for
and,
inventing the internet, because
Yeah.
I see all the boobs I need to right there.
yep.
Well, can't go without Jamie Lee Curtis's boobs. Those
Jamie
were
Lee Curtis's
amazing.
boobs
That
are
was
very
Trading
impressive.
Places.
Yeah.
That was
Yep.
very impressive.
And it was always a face I'm kind of like,
Yeah.
she's not gonna. And then you see her boobs, and you're like, damn.
Yep.
I never hated her face.
I always thought her face was
I never loved her
not-
face, but I never hated it. It was
I mean,
okay.
it didn't look like she got hit with a meat cleaver, but
But it was just
wasn't
never
impressive.
like super
Right.
sexy.
Yeah.
It was
Right,
just.
yeah.
But then you see her dancing in True Lies, and you're like, gee, I call it
Yes,
Twin
sir.
Lies because it's boobs.
Twin lies.
Yeah. But yeah, just
I saw
like
on Facebook that was all ad lib.
yeah, yeah. I've read that. Yeah.
That dance scene was ad lib, and Arnold didn't know, and that's why he dropped the recorder. It was like, holy shit. But,
Impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was in her 40s at that time, too.
Looking good, looking
shit.
good.
Can't say that anymore, but that's okay.
Yep.
She's-
Bo Derek,
Bo
nice
Derek,
set of
amazing.
boobies.
She's going to be in Sharknado 3, I just saw.
Yeah,
along
she's
with
not
Mark
gonna be
Cuban.
naked though.
She still look great.
Yeah, she does look good still. Yeah. But some of the ones that were very surprising, Christina Ricci, I was surprised when I saw her naked. I'm like, oh wow,
Kim
okay,
Cattrall. Doesn't look like she has boobs, but when you see them, they're not bad.
yeah,
And
I
not
remember her
mannequin.
being Lassie.
yeah.
Porky's.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Why
thought
do
you
they
were
call her
saying,
Lassie?
What was that movie
Great
she was in? She's
movie.
just sitting on a bed, topless, and I'm like, oh, wow, she actually has nice boobs. I didn't.
Yeah.
Never would have thought. No, not at all.
No. Another one that surprised me was Uma Thurman, because I always thought she was just
Yeah,
like
no,
this mousy little thing, and then you see her boobs
They're
and
actually okay.
yeah, very nice set of boobs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jacked up feet, but nice boobs.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize she had
has feet?
but that's okay.
She has feet.
Kill Bill. That scene in Kill Bill where she's like talking to her feet and they're all
Oh,
club-toed and funky looking. It's like,
Ugh.
ooh, should have got a foot double for that one.
Yeah, yeah. She's got nice boobs, that's for sure.
Yeah, she's got nice boobs.
Damn it! Somebody just right through my face, right through my brain.
Yeah.
Damn it! Oh well, go ahead.
Other boobs. Boobs.
Yeah, some other boobs.
Oh, now bad boobs. There's a lot of bad boobs out there, and there's ones that you really wanted to see for a long time, and then you see them, and you're like,
yeah,
roll those up.
Like,
yeah.
you know what? You look a lot better with a shirt on. And I have a hard time saying that about many women.
Yeah.
I love boobs.
Terry Hatcher.
Terry Hatcher, and the most ironic thing about that was she's the girl on Seinfeld that said, yes, they're real, and they're spectacular. And she's a liar.
Because they were real, but they're not spectacular. There were some pancake-looking deals. There were some bad ones.
Halle Berry's weren't great. I was very disappointed.
I was disappointed with that, too.
Yeah, I mean, they're not horrible. I mean,
no, I mean,
you take that girl off and you got that, it's like, okay, sure. But you're like, no.
I was more impressed with her in Monster Ball, which is ironic because she looked like shit in Monster Ball, but that sex scene was nice. Yeah.
I wasn't real impressed with Charlize Theron.
Yeah. Oh, no.
There's like nothing there.
Everything about her is perfect.
Yep.
Except her cans.
Yeah.
She does weird pointing.
It was odd.
Weird.
Yeah.
It was like,
It's like they didn't fill in or something. Yeah.
It's like very, very weird.
Yeah.
But yet when she played Monster once again, she looked horrible, but her boobs got bigger.
Yeah, because she gained all the weight. Right. Yeah, she had more weight on her boobs, so they look better. But then you're like this, like, oh, cover the face. Like, oh yeah, those boobs are okay.
She was great in that movie.
Anyway. She did a really good job in that movie.
But another disappointing boobs.
That's the one you have to. You wouldn't have even noticed if she was doing a good job. If she looked like herself in that movie, you'd be like, she was okay, because she looked horrible.
Yeah,
she did. She was atrocious.
Yeah. Hilary Swank. There's another one.
Kind of cool.
Where I didn't expect him. I was like, she's not attractive, and
like her boobs.
They're nice. That's what I'm saying. They were surprisingly good. Yeah, I was like, those are pretty good boobs. Yeah, I'm happy with those.
Yeah, I was about to say, you thought those were bad?
No, I thought they were good because I just didn't expect it. I was like, I saw her in like Karate Kid, the next Karate Kid or something. I'm like, there was this troll.
I'm a big fan of The Office, the TV show The Office. Yeah. And there was
the American or British?
Both, but mostly the American.
That's the right
answer. Mostly the American. There was a scene where Michael was out of the office, so of course the cats are going to play, or the mice are going to play. And so they were divided over whether Hilary Swank was hot or not. And they had a chalkboard, and each person had to present their case as to whether or not they thought she was hot. It was an awesome scene. How embarrassing for Hilary Swank.
No kidding.
She happens to be that celebrity that they're talking about.
Another one that's kind of like that, too, is like sometimes I see her and I'm like, she's hot, and sometimes I see her and I'm like, man face.
Anne Hathaway?
Anne Hathaway's one.
She's got
nice boobs, though.
Very nice.
I think they're weird, but they're nice.
Yeah, and the other one is the one that just got divorced from Ben Affleck. What's her name? Jennifer Garner. Jennifer Garner. Sometimes, no, I've never seen her naked, but just her face. Like sometimes I see her and she looks really pretty. Yeah, other times I see her and she's got like a man face. It's like
sometimes on the Capital One commercial she looks good, and the next one she doesn't.
Yeah, Anne Hathaway's like that for me, man. Sometimes I see her and I'm like, man, she is gorgeous.
Yeah.
And then I see her in other things, and I'm like, man, she looks like a boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
there's a couple like that. What's her name? Keira Knightley. Keira Knightley, beautiful face, looks like a boy naked. Just like nothing there. It's like ugh.
Goldie Hawn.
I still would look at her though.
Goldie Hawn was a disappointment when I saw her.
We still look. Yeah. Goldie Hawn, spectacular ass, no boobs.
Yeah, none.
So and her daughter was that way to me.
Same
thing. Yeah. Yep, genetically the same. Yeah.
Yeah, disappointing.
I got to tell you, number one on my list all time is still Jennifer Aniston.
I
think she gets hotter with age.
He likes Jennifer Aniston a lot.
She was my number one for years and years and years.
Yeah.
So she's not anymore?
She's close.
Salma Hayek's got a great set of boobs and beautiful face.
She just ruined it for me with the whole unibrow when she did that.
Frida, the other one that's the other Hispanic girl that also has a great body, but I can't stand her voice, is Penelope Cruz.
She's got a great body, though.
I saw
fucking
her in a movie
fantastic body
where she was like cooking.
Yeah,
and she was naked in that a lot.
Yeah,
and I was very impressed because she's one of those that's super skinny.
Yeah,
and you wouldn't think she's got much,
but damn nice boobs.
Hotness.
But as soon as she opens her mouth, it's like, put a dick in it. Too much. Just stop talking.
Another Latin chick.
We just went blue. Yeah.
Another Latin chick.
I'm trying to watch my mouth, man.
We said you didn't have to.
All bets are off.
One Latin chick that I think's smoking hot, and she's only been naked in foreign films, so you have to actually look her up.
Okay.
Paz de la Vega.
Paz de la Vega, yeah. No,
she is
Boardwalk Empire.
Oh, she's
dropped butt ass naked in that whole show. Yeah.
The only American movie I knew she was in was Spanglish.
Yeah.
But
she's got a banging hot body.
Yeah, she does.
Oh, Eva Green.
Eva Green, man.
Body she's got.
Bond girl with a great body.
Did you see the movie Dreamers?
Jeez, yeah.
Actually, show her getting her cherry popped.
Yeah, it's pretty hardcore.
And she knows her brother.
Amber Heard is another one. Beautiful girl, great body.
Yeah. Small boobs, but they're nice boobs. Let's define that. Boobs don't have to be big.
She doesn't know if she's lesbian or she's not.
And I'm okay with that.
I'm fine with it, but just pick one.
Yeah.
Now, you can have great boobs. They don't have to be big.
Yeah, yeah,
And you can have big boobs, and they don't have to be great.
yeah,
You know. And Amber Heard's boobs aren't big, but they are beautiful.
yeah.
She's gorgeous.
And whoever the girl was in the new Friday the 13th that got naked, I don't know who she was, but
Juliana
Jeez.
Gould. Juliana Gould.
I don't know, but it was an extended boob scene, and it was fantastic. I'm like, God, that was
I still think that line was ad libbed.
Yeah.
That guy's going, your boobs are great.
Yeah.
But there's a couple of girls in there. The guy that was the girl that was Mike Madonna's wife at the time.
Yeah.
Willa Ford.
Yeah.
Oh,
Great,
wow.
great rack.
Wow.
And then America Olivo. She's been in some stuff. Her rack was great too. So it was like, you know, if there's 3 great racks and you've got the best of the 3, that's pretty good.
Yeah, no kidding.
No, she had a great rack. I think that's her name, Juliana Gould or something like that.
I don't know.
Anyway,
Yeah, but we like boobs.
boobs.
Boobs are great.
They are
Yep.
spectacular.
Some bad ones. Let's see. We did Terry Hatcher. Who's some other bad ones you saw, and you're like,
Goldie Hawn,
It's a lot
Keira
easier
Knightley.
to remember good boobs than bad boobs.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
you try to erase the bad ones
Yeah.
from your brain.
that's true.
Well,
That's true.
and a lot of times you just get shocked by actually seeing boobs on TV.
The shocking one for me was Kathy Bates. I didn't want to see her naked ever, and she was butt ass naked in
Classic
that.
example. They can be big, but they
Yeah.
don't have. Doesn't mean they're great.
Yeah, Kathy Bates,
Jack
great
Nicholson's
actress.
face was so awesome.
Great
Oh my
actress.
God.
Did not ever need to be naked in anything. Don't know
that was
why.
obviously the joke.
You
It
just
was
soiled
awesome.
my brain. Just now. I think I just threw it in my mouth a little bit. I apologize, guys.
That's one of those moments though,
Yeah.
man. Especially see it in the big screen, you're like, oh, why?
Did you like that movie? A lot of
Why?
people hate that movie. I liked it.
That was a good movie. Yeah.
I liked it.
I liked
Here
it.
we go.
I like Jack Nicholson for the most part, but he's one of these actors
Okay,
that just
here's a
plays
girl whose
himself.
boobs I think are right in the middle of the road. I could see people loving them. I could see people going, Kim Basinger.
Yeah,
They're okay. They're solid.
it's the whole package, man. She's really beautiful.
Yeah, but it's the rest of the package.
pretty
Absolutely.
hot, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the rest of the package.
Even now, she's still hot, man.
Okay.
She's got to be like 104.
Yeah, something like that.
The first crush of my life, as we've said before, was Lindsay Wagner. And I remember.
How damn old are you?
Do you even know who Lindsay Wagner is?
Yes.
Bionic
Bionic Woman,
How's that? How's that? You know who she
I
is.
watched that on TV Land when I was a kid.
Wow.
Anyway, shut up. So I might work with my dad, and his job was to stop at different stores and drop off linens and towels, pick up uniforms and shit like that. And we go to the seedy bookstore, and it says Lindsay Wagner nude, and I'm like, how in the world am I going to be able to grab this magazine? Seeing this, you know? So, looking around, damn it, there's no way I can do this. Because this is back when they had it behind the can.
Yeah.
And it blocked off with cardboard.
So you can't see it,
picture,
yeah.
and I'm like, and it was one of those smut magazines. It wasn't Playboy or Penthouse. It was obviously an early
Those are good
picture of her
ones.
and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like, walking by, my dad goes, Lindsay Wagner nude. And I'm like, what? And like I hadn't seen this. He's like, I might have to get that. So he gets it, he's looking for it, and he says, I'm going to leave this under the seat. You better not look at it. Hell yeah.
Let down.
She didn't have anything.
Yeah.
It was so disappointing.
Dad, I was going to stay sitting here for about another 20 minutes.
And I still loved her, but it was just like, oh.
Yeah, that's sad when that happens. Farrah Fawcett was like that for me. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
so
very
beautiful. Such
disappointing.
just you see it and you're like, why'd she wait so long? Number one, and then just depressing.
Now, I know it was airbrushed beyond belief,
Yeah,
but my brother, I think it was my brother or friend had a subscription to Playboy. And it was like Nancy Sinatra was going to be in Playboy in like the 90s. I'm thinking, she's old, and why is she Nancy Sinatra?
No thanks.
So my brother's like, did you see that Nancy Sinatra thing? I'm like, no. He goes, kind of nice. So I'm like, she had a great rack. I mean, I don't know how, I'm sure it's airbrushed beyond belief. But
Yeah.
the pictures look good.
Yeah.
Pretty not bad. Better than the Lindsay Wagner one.
yeah.
That's for
Did you
sure.
guys ever see Kelly LeBrock's boobs?
Oh yeah,
Kind of.
yeah,
She never really like fully showed them, though, did she?
She was in Playboy.
yeah,
Oh, was she? Might have to go back and look at that.
yeah. She's sexy.
One of the
Small.
ones I was disappointed with was Vanna White.
Yeah,
Saw her in Playboy.
I thought
Yeah.
they were okay.
They were okay. No
just
ass.
not. Yeah, no ass.
I just,
Yeah. Well, we're talking
when-
boobs.
as a kid, well, I didn't realize that, but as a kid, I'd watch that
Yeah.
show, and I'm like,
Oh,
Vanna
God.
White's
Oh,
the
yeah.
most gorgeous woman
Yeah,
in the
go to
world.
the-
Then I
spend
see
20
her in
minutes in the
Playboy.
bathroom after Wheel of Fortune, and
I
you're
see her,
good.
and I'm like, what is this? Is horrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was disappointing. Oh, Victoria Principal was disappointing.
Yeah,
I had the biggest crush on her on Dallas, you know.
never
Shut
watched
up,
Dallas.
Trey.
Never watched Dallas.
I only watched it because JR and Victoria Principal.
Yeah, okay.
I
Who's
actually,
it? Did your mom watch it, or who was it? Who was the
actually
one that
live
watched
like
it?
10
Okay.
miles from South Fork Ranch.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the deal. My parents were big on family night. So Friday night was
You guys Mormon?
no, we just wanted to
Just American.
So I've been accused of being Jewish and Mormon in the last 3 days.
Right.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. But now Friday night was our thing. Leading into the weekend, it was pizza night. Dukes of Hazzard came on at 7.
Yep. Can't
I
watch
guess
that
we
anymore.
can't say that name anymore.
Right.
Incredible Hulk came on at 8, and Dallas came on at 9.
TV Land can suck my ass, by the way.
Yeah.
So that was our night. We ate pizza and watched all 3 of those shows back to back to back. So my mom's like, if you're going to watch Dukes of Hazzard, if I have to watch Dukes of Hazzard, you're going to watch Dallas. So that was our deal. So that's why I watched Dallas.
No, I got to watch wrestling with my grandmother. Instead.
Cool.
That was family night.
Me too.
Yeah, I watched wrestling with my dad. Wrestling and Star Trek.
Sportatorium. God, that was so amazing back in the
My
day.
grandpa, and aunt had front row seats, and they were both women of size, so they would get 2 extra seats. So if I'd show up there with my friends and she'd see me, I could go sit there and sit in the front row.
Nice.
Terry Gordy fell in my lap one time.
Bam Bam Gordy.
Bam Bam Gordy, and I punched him in the back because he was a free bird. But now that he wore the Confederate flag, I probably shouldn't have done that.
Backstreet USA is for sissies.
All right, so what do you guys think? What do you think of the second third of the La Historia?
Hang on. He just
Oh,
made
what
an
he-
obscure reference.
Okay.
I'm blowing you up, dog. I'm going to sing it.
Go,
You sing it with me? Come on, you wanna sing it with me?
Cut.
I'm singing it. I'm singing
And
it.
we'll be right
back.
back.
I still remember the words to that song. Oh, why did it pop into my head like that?
He just sang Backstreet USA for us.
Yes, I
We're
did.
going to sing it again, Bab. We're back for the last third of
Actually,
the
it
La
was way
Historia.
better off camera.
No, that was my rehearsal time.
Actually, I wanted to bring up something real quick. I see you guys. One of my biggest pet peeves is when somebody takes the band off their cigar when they first light it or when they first get
Well,
it.
when they first light it, yeah.
And I tell people, A, you're going to mess up the wrapper of your cigar. You need to wait until the heat gets closer and help melt the pectin a little bit. And B, I want people to know that you're smoking my cigar when you're in a lounge full of people.
Well, that's
I just took it off. So
I know. I just pointing that out. It's just something that
I wait till it gets
that
close
hurts
to the
me.
band.
he does a lot because of his history working in the shop.
I had to
tell
do
him
it.
that.
You had to do it?
Yeah, because Matt would. I've made out with Matt like 47,000 times because he'd grab my cigar, smoke it, and I wouldn't realize it. And I'd pick it up and like, you know.
So he would-
I would always
How'd
take
that go
my.
again? I did it in slow motion. Wow, that's impressive.
So he would take his band off.
So
if
I'd
he
take
didn't
my
wanna-
band off so I know which cigar was mine.
Yeah.
You know. So, Bad Street,
Oh,
Atlanta,
shit, here we
GA.
I tried to save you guys.
Baddest street in the whole USA. Bad Street, nasty and hot. The further down that block you went, the badder it got.
That was really a song.
What's the song? By Michael P.S. Hayes.
PSAs.
Wow. I watched
Remember what
wrestling,
the-
but I didn't get into
remember
the
what
whole
the PS
stories
stood
and stuff
for?
and everything.
No.
I don't either. Wasn't it like pure sexy or something
It's something
stupid
like
like
that,
that?
yeah.
Wow.
The Freebirds
Well, the
and
Freebirds
Von
and
Erichs.
the Von Erichs.
Man,
Oh,
that was
Oh
one of
yeah, the Von
greatest-
Erichs for the team, man.
That was the best
I
rival.
still don't understand how the iron claw could be something that would make you defecate yourself.
Yeah. It just seemed like he was grabbing his face like
Yeah.
that. That was it. You know?
Dude, I made my brothers ball with the iron claw.
With your girly hands?
I didn't used to have girly hands.
Oh, my bad.
Baseball player, I had strong hands. I mean,
The Iron Claw, yeah.
Yeah.
God, those guys, that's such a sad story. Are they going to make a movie about that or
there's
something?
supposed to be a movie in the making.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
Yeah.
one, the documentary they just made.
They did like an 8-minute documentary.
Something like that, yeah.
And,
They're like the kidneys of the kidneys. The
kidneys.
kidneys.
Kidneys of wrestling.
Wrestling.
The Kennedys of the wrestling world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tragic family. Except for they were, well, I wouldn't say that. But they weren't quite as
Weren't
criminal.
wealthy, but
Quite as criminal.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, Kevin just looked so defeated talking about that because,
Yeah.
you know, talking about all his work. You know,
Yeah.
David was the first one to die of the grown-ups because they lost a little kid, a little brother when they were kids. And Kevin said Kevin's a real religious guy. He said he had a premonition for David was going to go to Japan. And he said, David, don't go. He said, stay here. He goes, I think you're sick and you need to. He's like, Kevin, I'm fine. He's like, they don't have as good the doctors aren't as good over there. Come here and stay here. And he says, no, Kevin, I'm good. He says, you better not die on me in Japan. And he died.
that had to have been a long damn time ago for them to say the doctors weren't better in Japan.
Yeah. Well, it was 85. So,
Yeah.
or 84, so yeah. But and he
that
said when the
sucks.
phone rang, he knew before he even answered. It's like, David's dead.
Yeah. Sad
That
times,
sucked.
man. That was
Yeah.
bad news for that whole thing.
And it was like dominoes after that. You know?
Wrestling is just, to me, it was always soap opera for men. That's really
It
what
is.
it was. You
Yeah,
know,
it was cool.
it was.
I liked the
very cool.
athleticism of it, and the Von Erichs were all really good athletes.
And people say, "Oh, that's fake." It's not fake. It's choreographed.
It's choreographed.
Those guys are real athletes. They really tear their bodies.
They
up.
really get hurt.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, we were watching the pay-per-view when Owen Hart fell from the rope and died.
I saw that too.
It was crazy.
Yep. Then I heard a podcast about it. It was crazy, but the whole thing about him switching teams and then everything went south on him and everything. It was just crazy. Whole friggin' what's his name, Turner, taking the whole wrestling thing for a spin and not working out.
Yeah. Jeez.
God, what a jackass that guy was, Ted Turner. I'm gonna colorize movies. Screw you, Ted Turner. Destroy my freaking childhood like that.
Yeah, It's a Wonderful Life in Color. That's what I want to see.
I got suckered into that one time. I bought it on DVD because like I was trying to get it for Christmas because I didn't have it. Like, well, they show it all the time. I was like, yeah, but I want to watch it on DVD when I want to watch it. So I went and grabbed it. It was like in the $5 bin somewhere. And it had color on the front, but I didn't think the movie was going to be in color. Put it in. We're like, oh, man.
It just ruins the whole movie.
What's good about a DVR, man?
Yeah, exactly. And like Gone with the Wind in black and white would not have worked.
Yeah.
It needed to have the color and stuff like that.
That just amazes me with that technology back then, Technicolor, where they were coloring everything frame by frame.
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
When you think about it.
I remember being like 6 years old maybe, and Jaws was playing on the TV in 3D. And everybody was going crazy. They had to go to 7-Eleven to get their 3D glasses. And now everybody's doing it in 3D, but it only took the last like 5 or 6 years for it to get big again.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They had to do that because they're dying. And the theater was dying. They had to have something to get people back in the seats, and 3D was where it was.
Yeah.
Thank Avatar for that.
Yeah.
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 So what do you think of the last third here?
It's getting a little pepperier.
Yeah.
A little more peppery-ish.
It's
a good stick.
I'm smoking fast on this sucker.
Crazy thing about everything that he makes really is it won't get harsh. You're going to end up burning your lips before you burn your finger. I mean, it's crazy. And he even said one time, because I asked him, how many does he test draw, like every half wheel or every, and he said, we don't test draw anything.
Really?
I was like, holy shit, really? He goes, yeah. He said, if you have to test draw or your cigars, you don't know what you're doing.
Wow.
And I was like, well, that's kind of a slap in the face to
everybody else who tested
80% of the cigar world.
Right.
That's
he just got rollers that are that good, I guess. Yeah. Wow. That's crazy.
I still think he'd like some sort of quality control, but if he's got that confidence, then there you go.
Yeah. It's tasty. It just got
And
real sweet
I'm
on
only
me, too.
doing this because I'm a little off and I don't want to. But that's my fault because the way I was smoking it.
It's just got real sweet in the last third for me.
See, mine's peppery, but it could be that what I'm drinking.
Yep.
But
Tasty, tasty.
Good stuff.
So out of the line that, because you've smoked EP Carrillo before you got in with it, what is your daily smoke out of the stuff that you sell?
I like to start my mornings with the new Connecticut Reserva, the New Wave Reserva.
Yeah.
I love that stick, man. I don't smoke many Connecticut's, but they took the Dominican binder out of the New Wave and put a Connecticut broadleaf in as the binder, and they use a higher priming on the wrapper. And so it gives you a little oomph, but it also has a lot more flavor, and it's more of a mild plus.
Yeah.
So I smoke, when I have my samples of it, I try and smoke one every morning with my coffee.
Yeah.
That's probably the only one that I smoke on a daily basis.
Yeah.
I also think that our Cardinal Maduro is probably one of the most underrated cigars.
I was just getting ready to go there before he
I love
brought
that
up
stick, man.
topic, but
I smoke a ton of them. I love it.
Yeah, it's a great cigar.
Yeah, he had given me one, and it was in my locker. It had been in my locker for a long time. And finally one day I was like, go ahead and smoke this. So I lit it up. I texted him like, dude, this fucking Cardinal is nice.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. And whenever I go somewhere and there's other brand owners or cigar manufacturers there, and I go to give them a cigar, they ask me if I have the Cardinal Maduro. And for me, that's kind of a feather in our cap that one of our older lines can be the favorites of some of the guys that make cigars and own cigar companies.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. So what day are you leaving for the show?
I am leaving Thursday morning.
Okay, you?
Tomorrow morning.
Sometime tomorrow I'm leaving. I'm not sure exactly.
You driving? You're driving tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay, you're driving, right? I'm flying.
Yeah, I'm driving.
Yeah, I don't have Louisiana in my.
So then why you fly? Why don't you fly? You just want to stop in?
Well, I don't like to fly to begin with.
I don't like flying either.
But I've got family in Baton Rouge.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
But I don't have Louisiana as my territory. But the guy that does is out of Florida, and he's not going to make it there before the show. And so I'm going to hit a couple of the shops in Louisiana on my way to Baton Rouge and give them this cigar and give them our new Oscuro that are both going to be released at the show, and that way they can try them and kind of build a little excitement before they go to the show.
Yeah.
A lot of Louisiana people are not going to the show, by the way.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
They're just boycotting it because of the whole smoking ban
So
thing.
I'm going to hit the few tomorrow and Wednesday that I know
Very
aren't
least,
going
it
to
gives
the
me an
show.
opportunity to go meet some of those guys because I do think I'm going to be getting Louisiana here pretty soon.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And so it'll give me a chance to kind of meet those guys and go in there and then
I'll give you some people if there's some stories you're
yeah,
not
that'd be
aware of. I'll let
fantastic.
you know. I'll let you know.
And then I'm going. I'm going to stay with my family in Baton Rouge. My uncle's going to chemo on Tuesday.
I'm sorry.
So I need to be there a little bit later, anyways.
Yeah.
And then Wednesday, meeting with the Florida rep, and we're going to go to Churchill's and another shop in Baton Rouge.
Sure.
So
Churchill's, no offense to any other shop, might be the most impressive shop I've ever been in.
I've heard nothing but
Because
amazing
it's
things.
not. Now, Jorge's is just a cigar shop, and it's impressive beyond belief. This is not just a cigar shop. They've got exquisite wines selection. They have a liquor selection. They've got a bar area, and then they've got another what's the word?
Lounge?
Classy, elegant lounge in the back, or cigar or bar in the back, where they have live music and the good food. And
That's cool.
it's the bomb. That place is great.
I'm looking forward to it. I really am.
It's a beautiful place. You will not be. I will not have oversold it when you see it. It's like, holy crap.
I've heard nothing but great things about it.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to be able to.
Where you stay? Are you staying with family?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool. That's
But
cool.
I'm excited to be able to go see a couple of those spots in Louisiana.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I do expect to get it within the next month or two in my territory. Because the Florida guys, he's behind it 100%. He said, "Look, I don't make it out there near enough. It's almost like me going out to El Paso. I do it maybe once every 6 months to a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so easy for me just to go into Louisiana. It's right there.
Yeah.
I'm hitting spots that are a mile or an hour or so away from there. I might as well just go into Louisiana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love Louisiana. I mean, I do. I love
Yeah.
the food. I love the architecture. I love the culture. And going to New Orleans, like all these people are saying, "Oh, I can't wait to go down there. I'm gonna get so fucked up. I'm gonna party." That's not even what I go down there for. I love that city. That's my kind of place. Everybody's, I wish it was still in Vegas. I don't give a shit about Vegas, man. I really don't.
Yeah, New Orleans is like it's like the history of America. It's like
Yeah,
right there. It still
yeah.
looks like it's
I love it,
old,
man.
and like I love all the dilapidated buildings and the
Absolutely.
music on every corner and fantastic food. It's an awesome time, man. It's
And
an
where
awesome
else
time.
can you go and get a damn daiquiri at a drive-through because they put a piece of paper over the straw? It's a closed container. That's my kind of place, man. I'm down.
Well, my ex-wife and I had always planned on doing a trip to New Orleans, and for this job I wound up getting later on, I had to fly out Monday morning to New Orleans and fly back Friday night. Three weeks out of the month. I mean, it was there. I remember my first hour on that first Monday, called my wife and said, "I am so glad we never made a trip here. This place is old, it's ugly, it smells like ass, and I can't stand this place. I can't believe I'm gonna have to spend. I can't believe I'm gonna have to spend 3 weeks a month in this shithole." She's like, "Man, well, good. Well, at least we know." She goes, "I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah." About 4 hours later, I'm like, "I fucking love New Orleans, man. This is awesome."
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a blast, man.
And that's why I don't
It is a
understand this whole
blast.
smoking ban.
Yeah,
because
it
you
doesn't
get down
make
to Bourbon
sense.
Street and around there.
It's fucking
and
New Orleans.
It smells like piss and vomit,
Yeah,
but they don't allow smoking.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, if anything, this would make it smell better.
right. Yeah, I don't get it
So,
either. It's,
yeah.
One
it's
of my favorite places in New Orleans, in the French Quarter, is Lafitte's Blacksmith Pub. You ever been there?
I have.
It's the oldest pub in America.
Yeah.
Very cool place. They don't even have their own electricity.
Yeah, like opened like 3 weeks ago. It's old.
super fucking cool place, man.
No, it's awesome.
But we were walking, and you're going through the gay area to get there, and I'm like, I think we're fucking lost.
there's anything wrong with
And I
that.
was like, hey, cutie, where's Blacksmith Pub? And they're like, oh, you just keep going straight. And I was like, I'm been going straight since I walked through this area. I appreciate it. But it's a really cool spot. And so a lot of my customers that hadn't been there before, I'm taking them out there and check it out. It's a part of history. I mean, it's the oldest pub in America, man. You got to check it out.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
awesome.
There's so many things I want to do there, but our schedule's pretty tight. I don't know how much I want to get to do.
Yeah.
We'll see. But I'm there. It ends Tuesday, right? Tuesday's the half day.
Yeah.
I don't leave till Wednesday at 6. I'm like, why am I there till Wednesday at 6?
You booked your flight or they?
No, they did.
Oh.
So I don't know if we're gonna party the last day, or I don't know.
I didn't
Hopefully,
get a chance to sleep off.
Maybe you are going to see America, the concert. Like, yeah, thanks, IPCPR.
Yeah.
Richardson does that Wildflower Fest every year. And the first year I went, it was a great lineup.
They've got
It was
some
just
pretty good
fucked up.
bands.
But it was Blue Oyster Cult,
Oh, yes, sir.
the Guess Who, awesome, and then America. Oh, after Blue Oyster Cult and Guess Who, America sounded like they were just boring.
Yeah.
And if America had opened, it would have been a great
Right.
set. But after
Yeah.
the Guess Who and Rockin', you know, it's
Right.
like, and then they're been to the desert.
You know, and
you're like,
America's not bad, but
no,
I
they're
think
fine.
they're charging like $25 a head.
I'm not paying
Yeah.
25
I'm
bucks.
paying
to see America.
$25 a head to go to a concert. It's going to be legit.
Yeah.
Not America. I'd pay 25 bucks to see the Guess Who in a heartbeat. I'd pay 50. I've seen them twice. They're amazing. I want Brandon to go see them if they ever come back to Wildflower. They were amazing.
Yep.
You forget about how many hits they had till they
Oh,
start
yeah.
doing it. You're like,
Yeah.
shit, they got like 19 hits or
Like they
something.
did that? They sang that? I didn't know they sang that. Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so what, you come back Wednesday too? Or?
Well, I'm gonna stay there that Tuesday night with my aunt and uncle again.
Oh, because
and then I'm gonna drive home.
I'm going to leave right
So-
after the show on Tuesday.
Okay, this is your first show?
Yeah.
Okay, and this is your first show.
Yeah.
I went last year with a different company.
Oh, fancy pants.
But
Oh, yeah.
no, but I'm just saying, like,
than
you know,
you.
I'm so
this
much
will be
better than you.
No, that's not what I'm saying. But this is my first time officially going with, you know, in-house, and I'm curious to see what the slowdown's like, because everybody always says like a couple months after it's like crickets, you know, like nobody buys anything.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too. That's
Yeah.
why I booked a couple of events like the end of July and into
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
August.
got a couple.
Yeah, I've got some of those too.
And that's why I've got to hurry up and get back because I actually have an event on that Friday, the 24th.
Oh wow.
Renegade. Yeah.
Oh wow. Well, that's not
Oh,
bad.
good.
That's not bad.
Good. That's the 24th.
Yeah.
Okay, because I've got an event on the 24th, and I'm thinking, so I got to get home Tuesday night and have the event on Thursday. That's going to suck. No, it's the Friday. I've got
Where's
one
your
on the
event?
24th. Where's my event? That's a good question.
Wow.
Oh, D&B.
You're great at this.
D&B and Mesquite. D&B and Mesquite.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
He couldn't. He tried to kick you out to do my event, and he said he couldn't.
We've been talking about this event for weeks. But he, yeah.
I've got one in Overland Park, but not till the following week.
Oh, okay.
The following week, yeah.
Dude,
So I'm going to
jealous
come to
that you
yours.
guys have fucking Kansas, man.
Kansas is cool.
I'm so jealous. I want it so bad.
I never thought I would
awesome.
say Kansas is cool, but I
You know what?
love a lot of the
Last
shops
week-
down there.
I only have Wichita. But last week I was there, and I got to be honest. I'm always honest. It might not be smart sometimes, but I'm always honest when it comes to stuff like this. I always dread the Kansas trip. It's like it's a long drive, and you know, I hadn't had much luck up there. Get a bunch of hey, yeah, we'll order, and then you don't get anything. This past week, I just thought, well, I've got an event, so at least now I'm going to get something out of this. This is cool. Got up there, hung out with those guys at Westside.
Mm.
Had a good time. Just driving back, I was like kind of sad. I was leaving Wichita. I'm like, I kind of like this city now.
Yeah.
I know
really
there's a lot of really cool shops there.
Yeah.
And I've got some good friends of mine that go to the West Side.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my boy Matt Cochran and your pops.
Shout outs.
But yeah, they're always like, "Hey, when you coming?" Like, well, they promised me I'd get Kansas, but then they took it away from me, so I'm not going to go. I'm sorry.
That's too bad.
That
No
sucks.
offense to Kansas, but I'm not going to Kansas unless it's in.
Yeah, I get you.
Oh, so I go to see Brett at Auburn the next day. Sorry, Rep Talk. But whatever. It's our show. Go see Brett at Auburn. We talked on the phone a bunch of times. Never actually met him. And that is a cool place.
Yeah,
It's a
it's cool.
liquor store that makes Specs look like a Spec, to be honest. And you walk in, no offense to Specs, I'm just talking about size-wise. And you walk in, the liquor store's here, and then there's a cigar humidor. And then another door, and it's this lounge that's freaking huge.
Yeah.
I mean, it's even longer than this lounge. It's a nice, long lounge. And so we're sitting there, we're talking, we're shooting the shit, and these people come in with these suitcases. And I'm thinking, oh, another cigar rep. And, you know, I had an appointment, but
Please tell me they were machine guns. To make the story so badass.
better. Scotch
Okay.
salesman for a Scotch taster.
Nice.
Yes. Boom. 12 different scotches.
Wow.
It was awesome. And my hotel was only like 4.5 minutes away. So it's like, nice.
Drive like this for 4.5 hours.
That easy. So, yeah, that was cool.
That is cool. I'm glad. Sorry I missed that. Jeez.
Yeah, it's too bad.
You said you are going to come to my event?
Yeah, I'll be there.
It's going to be cool, man. That's my bartender challenge.
That's gonna be cool.
Yeah, it's
Oh, is
gonna
that
be
on
a
the
lot of fun.
24th?
Yeah.
I don't get to come.
Ah, too bad,
That
fucker.
sucks.
Yeah. So go ahead and pitch that. So it's going to be at Renegade Cigar
Right, well,
Shop.
see, before I started as a rep, I was the manager of a bar up in Frisco, and you know, it started out as a fine wine bar, but they were losing their ass. So when I took over, I turned it into a craft bar, and so we did craft whiskeys, craft beers,
Craft cheese,
cocktails.
American cheese?
No.
No? Okay, sorry. Not that craft. Anyway, go ahead.
I can't look at you right now. But I learned some really good craft cocktails, and some of the stuff that I had made in the past I brought into there, and you know, there were huge hits. And my favorite drink is an old fashioned, And I've had old fashions that they make like fruit cocktails, and they're fucking horrible.
Yeah.
And I went to Chamberlain's and got one, and I had to send it back because it was atrocious. And so I made sure that I made it the right way. I use rye whiskey. I don't use bourbon. I mean, it's phenomenal. And I've had people tell me it was the best cocktail they've ever had. And so the guy one of the employees at Renegade, you know, he is a bartender, and he's bragging about his shit. And so we're going to do a bartender's challenge. So we're going to be, it's going to be kind of a cut and light. It's not going to be a full-on event.
Yeah.
But they're going to be having all kinds of deals on EP Carrillo cigars, and he'll be set up on one side of the lounge, and I'll be set up on the other side. And so we're both going to be making our signature cocktails, and then at the end of the night, you get to judge and pick which one you think is better.
That's cool.
That's
I'm going to knock it out of the park.
What time's that? What's the time frame on that?
It doesn't matter because you're not going to be there, sir.
Mine might end early enough to go.
It'll be
Renegade's the second closest store to my house.
It'll be at 7, and it'll go until we run out of liquor.
So 7 to 7:30.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay.
This is Texas after all.
I think mine's 6 to 9. I can get back from Mesquite in 30 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But it's going to be and that's one of the things that, you know, this company, they're the owners are not big on drinking at all.
Yeah.
But one of the unique things that I can do at my events is make cocktails, because I was a registered bartender.
Yeah.
I mean, I can make cocktails, and I can do things at my events that a lot of other reps can't do. And so I do that, and they're huge hits.
Yeah.
And I've got people upselling just to get another cocktail.
Cool.
And so if I can sell an extra, 5 cigars per person so they can get another drink, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, that's a cool deal.
But it's turned out to be really cool. Ever since I first started doing my events with Southern Draw, getting a buddy of mine owns Firewheel Brewing in Rowlett.
Yeah.
And so he would come out and pour beer for the events and pair them with the cigars. And now I've got Ron Abuelo Rum that actually sponsors my events, and he'll give me a couple of bottles of rum for them. But I can make certain cocktails that, that's something extra and unique that I can do. It's pretty cool.
That's way
awesome.
cool, man. That's way
awesome.
cool. So, yeah, if you're in the area, you happen to be in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, go check out that event.
Go to D&B Cigars first, and then go over to Renegade.
July 24th, Renegades.
Sorry.
Or go to D&B and look at Randy.
And cocktails are me. Cocktails are me. I know what I would pick.
All right, so that's going to wrap this up. So what do you think overall?
I like it. Good stuff.
Yeah, it's darn tasty.
Thank you.
I want another one.
No, thank you guys. And I appreciate you inviting me. This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's
So
only
we're
been 6 months in the making.
Yeah. You'll be back on. You'll be back
We'll
on.
get you back on.
So we got the Escudo coming up too, so we can roll that in the rotation in
That's
a
going to be a
couple
lot
months.
of fun, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be good.
So where can they find us, Randy?
iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Stitcher, Podcast Land, Podomatic, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. I am at Randy Rankin 43 on Twitter, AJF Randy on Instagram.
And I am Captain Funky Pants on Twitter and PDR_Brandon on Instagram.
I don't do Twitter because Twitter's for losers, but it's EPC_Trey on Instagram.
All
The
right.
reason why it says Twitter's for losers is because it's for celebrities.
That may have something to do with it. You guys are way too cool for me.
All right, we'll see you guys next time. It's been great smoking with you.
See you later, fellas.
See you guys.